Welcome back to episode 3. Uh, Today we are going to do some island progress and possibly making a shop here on the server. But the plans for the island is to hopefully fill some more of this space out, and try and connect some of these cliffs together, make it all cohesive. That way we can jump straight into doing the detail and it will be great. The, After the detail, we can add the buildings, the puzzles. There's going to be so much that we can do. And after that, we will then move on to doing some of these other islands that we still need to do. That way, we can hopefully be able to uh, play D&D as a group on this island, and it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait for what we have in store. So I think what I might start off by doing is maybe working on this tunnel area, kind of work out the surrounding area, and then I would probably jump right to that. Let's go. Okay, so I've done a bit of building. I also brought Stu from my solar system over here, and that there's actually some area that he can be in. I put this little button here so he can interact with the light bulb. But I extended this little part, and then I also worked on part of this tunnel. So this is more of how I wanted this to feel, with this like bridge kind of. And as a temporary thing, this is a full block. Nope. If you can imagine, there will be a giant door here. So the players will have to interact with this island to be able to open this giant door. Currently, I don't have a good idea of how I want to do it. I'm between the idea of double doors swinging, so one door going that way, the other doors, they open outward, or if I should just retract it into this wall. But that's why I didn't really work on this side as much. But this little part, I chose to wrap it around. Whoops. So yeah, I wrapped this part around so it's more flush with this other side. So this will just link up here. But for the most part, story-wise, I don't have any plans for people to go that way. But if that's going to be a problem, I can always do some decoration here that kind of blots them from thinking about going that way. But for the most part, I'm kind of liking how this is looking so far. In terms of the shape. In terms of decorating, it's very bland. And I do know that. So, and there's going to be a lot of things in this area. This is more going to be just a work in progress. But, I mean, for the most part, this, like, just knocking out the center part is pretty nice. Huh. Apparently, map-wise, the slabs, they're see-through. I did not realize that. But for the most part, like, it's looking pretty good. Now, I know this split bit plateau, which will have the final puzzle, I know that, though these aren't supposed to be circular, but I figure I would get this as a circle just to get an idea of how I want it to be. And who knows, maybe it is a circle because the history of the island just says that ancients made it. And yeah, we can worry about the story later. But as of right now, I kind of want to do the decorating in this area, but at the same time, I'm not too sure how I want to do that. So I try and figure out what to do next. It's a little difficult because I'm not great at building on camera and trying to talk about what I'm going to do. I think it's just easier to put on something on my screen, just work at it, and then record and have something that is kind of like this. I mean, obviously there's some work to be done, but for the most part, it's looking pretty good. Might try and just fill this up, and hopefully it looks better. Okay, so I'm deciding to start by just working on this. Figured get something and see where it goes. Might just do a quarter and then do the rest off camera. Like I said, I'm trying to, I guess, get more comfortable doing things off camera or on camera. I'm trying to get more comfortable with on camera things and see how everything goes that way. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so what I think I might need to do that one up one, that one up two. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is just copy all of this, like kind of make it look circle-like. I like that little bit right there. So then this part would just go up. Yeah, for the most part, I'm trying to kind of get used to doing more things on camera. See how everything goes, and who knows? I mean, so far in this couple of seconds, I'm already giving this some height. So that part is looking good. But yeah, a good majority of my normal building is just building it, taking a step back, and doing some changes because I don't really like what I have, and rinse and repeat. I mean, it took a while to just do this, even though it's just flat. Like, even this angle so far, I need to fill this out. But I'm thinking what I do just raise that a bit. Probably didn't even need to do that. So just raise those up just a couple blocks. Then do that. Yeah, I'm just currently getting an idea of how I want this done. Currently just working things out. See, like that, it drops really low. So what I might do is carry this up, maybe to there. Let's do that. Kind of offset it a bit. See, also a good amount of the way I build is always just looking down, kind of just get a feel of how everything looks just while building it. Kind of just go from there. So I think for this part, carry these up. Because at this point I'm going to have to slowly start tapering it this way. To connect it up here. I think I just might fill this part in. Just for this, and let's take step back, see how this looks. I mean, like, it is symmetrical. So, the center point is it's very much identical. So, I feel like doing this is a good start. I might just mess with some things, kind of make it uneven, like drop this part down. Kind of just mess it up a bit. But you see, like right there, that's a step. It doesn't really look great. So instead of this, that needs to show. Now it needs to show. We do something like that. So instead of lower it, we raise it. This part we lower by a couple blocks. Move this one by one. I mean, it's just gonna be a lot of tinkering, but even like just that little bit, it already makes it like it already looks better. So yeah, apart from that, I'm just going to replicate that several times. Also add in some stairs and slabs occasionally. It's like probably just doing something like that, just to give this part even a little more texture. But while I've been slowly working on this, I've just been having this slowly work. It's not the fastest. Occasionally I'm just throwing in sand just to give it some more clay to deal with, but for the most part it's just passive. Okay, so I figure I would start recording and just work on mining. I mean, even if I just get these random resources, I'm getting the resources or random ores. It's gonna be useful when I eventually do more mines, so I'm gonna grab them anyways. But the main focus is getting zinc, because I'm going to need a lot of that. Right, equip some armor. But yeah, for the most part, I'm looking for zinc, but just getting random resources just in case. I mean, already I'm looking at 20 ore, and it's barely been a minute. Yeah, for the most part, the base is coming together pretty great. We definitely have things that we need to work on until then, but for the most part, I think it's going pretty well. The 20 zinc, 20 normal, 20 deep slate. Getting impatient. But I mean, for the door, currently don't have any solid things, so I think after the mining trip, I'm going to go into a creative world and just walk through or try and figure out how to do a door. I did find out that the creative flat worlds for this mod pack, it does not truly give a flat world, so that's definitely gonna be interesting to work with. But you might see some of the buildings on my first island that I did show up in the video, because I figure it will probably be easier to just work it out in creative, see if I like it, and if I didn't like it, it was easy to tear down. But I'm just mining resources. It has slowly turned into not caring much about zinc. But I do have plenty of zinc at the base. I just figured getting some more would be nice. Oh my goodness. That is quite the cave. Oh, jeez. I just flew a good amount away from my base area, mainly because I've already gotten some of the, what's it called, or most of the resources in the area. So I just flew slightly away just to attempt to find more resources and Well, yeah, it's definitely a big cave. Probably won't get much resources over there, so here we go. I'll just jump around. But yeah, I mean, most of these resources I'm not going to care deeply about, because I don't really have a need for all of these. It's just to have. That spider. Whew. Spider put me right in front of some zinc, but also a creeper, so the plans for this island so far is just doing redstone. I'm hoping at some point I'm going to move most of my contraptions from the original island into the redstone island, but I honestly don't know when I'm going to do that, or if I do that on camera. Maybe that's part of the next episode. I mean, I have no good plans except just work on my base. I figured it would just be nice to put it in a YouTube video format, kind of just document it as I go. But YouTube is definitely not something I'm used to, or being a like I like watching the videos. I'm not a fan of making the videos. And also possibly slightly feeling sick. It's not the best feeling on top of this. Hopefully I can get better soon, considering that the day I'm recording this, it's the last day of the new year, and that's not a great way to start the year, is to feel sick. But at the same time, you can only go up from there. Gotta have that positive thinking. But might just go around just a little longer. We'll see how much more I can get. Might just end it here. See how much zinc I got. Like I said, I do have some more. So yeah, that's definitely gonna be plenty. Because even at my base, I was smelting some already in here. So we already have definitely plenty of resources to deal with. Yeah. For the most part, it's looking great. By the way, this turtle is going to the Moonlight Coast Island when I eventually get that made. The lay, I'm not too sure about currently, and the fox might go on the central isle. I don't really have a good biome for the fox. And then the sniffer would definitely go to the what was it? I think there's the wooded woodlands. I could be wrong. I'm trying to do most of the names off the top of my head. I know this one's Hermit Highlands. I made a nose board for it. Western Reaches, Whispering Woods. It's pretty close. I just know there's gonna be a lot of trees that's going to be a pain. But for the most part, yeah. So, I might, my current plan, finish this, smell the ores over there, so I can have plenty to work with. And my next plan is to go into craft, work on a door, and the next clip this will be done. So there should be hopefully no surprises. I can even show you the finished. We're just trying to work on a little bit at a time, not stress over too much. Okay, so I was starting to do the editing process on this video. Turns out we are slightly running out of time. So the door that I mentioned I would do, I would just have to save that for the next video. I already got those clips recorded for it, so that's not going to be an issue. But like I said, in the meantime, I worked on this a bit. Kind of roughed it up a little while. Just a little bit, just to get a good shape going. I mean, I didn't really do much around it. I just wanted to get this part done, which I did, and that was the main goal. But definitely next episode, I'm going to be working on the door, and maybe just filling in some of these just smaller gaps, or connecting this part to the edge. That way, at least some part of it is connected. So far, the only things connecting are the pathways. But yeah, I think this is where I'll end the video. Hopefully you guys have a great new year, considering it just happened. And we have a big year that's ahead of us. So we'll see you next time. Have a good one.